happy, everybody's feeling good. Welcome to the Good Improv Show. It's happening right here on YouTube. It's happening right here on gradio.ca.
Which is Edmonton's best local station.
We are going to be making up some sketch comedy for you live right now. So yeah, hopefully you can watch and hopefully you can enjoy it with just the mere suggestions that you'll see at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, we've turned to our fans on social media to give us some words, and they have come through in spades, as they always do. So let's pull those suggestions up. We have the words growth, blunt, and turgid to go off of this week.
GBT.
GBT, the old GBT.
That's an easy way to remember them if you get lost, for sure.
All right, well, let's let her rip.
All right. Hey, could you come into my office for a minute, Jordan? I need some help with this patient.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I am here.
Yeah, hi. Sorry, Mr. Moser. I've brought in Dr. Ward here. He's a specialist. Now, let me just familiarize you with the case here. Mr. Moser is, in fact, he claims 4 years old. He came into the office and sat down. This man with the full beard.
Boy.
Yeah.
Little boy.
Boy, I'm sorry. He's claiming he is a 4-year-old and he has had a rapid growth spurt. He has a health card, driver's license. I've noticed a wedding ring on his finger. But he's claiming he's a 4-year-old boy. Since you are an expert in growth, Dr. Ward, pituitary glands and such, I thought maybe you'd like to examine said patient. Now, Mr. Moser, are you certain you are not a full-grown man?
Yep, 100%.
Okay.
Little boy right here.
4-year-old boy.
That's correct, yes.
So you believe that you are 4 years old, even though you have a full beard?
No. I am, in fact, a 4-year-old boy. Nice try.
You are, in fact, a 4-year-old boy.
It's not a belief
Very
I have.
clever
It's
for a
just
4-year-old.
reality. It is what it is.
Very clever for a 4-year-old to catch me in that turn of phrase there.
I'm advanced for my age. If you'll notice on my healthcare card there, the R in Moser has been reversed. Much like a child would write an R.
That was very,
a child such as myself.
Very, very clever. Now, I can't help but wonder, Mr. Moser, you wouldn't be pretending you're a 4-year-old boy to get out of perhaps an anniversary you've forgotten with your wife or jury duty or something. You're not running away from an adult responsibility or anything, right? I mean, that would be okay. Adult responsibilities are hard.
Although children my age do in fact have an active imagination, yes, that is true. That is something you may have heard about 4-year-olds, and it's true, we do have active imaginations. No, I am not just imagining that I am a 4-year-old boy. I am in fact a 4-year-old boy. And perhaps my active imagination has conjured up an anniversary that a potential wife that I may have had. You know, that's the imagination stuff right there.
Okay.
So.
All right. So these emails that I keep, our office keeps getting about, please, if you see my husband, if he shows up there claiming to be a child, send him home. We need to finish our talk, in all caps with exclamation points. I should ignore that. That's not something that need concern a 4-year-old.
I wouldn't know anything about wives or forgetting anniversaries or sleeping with sisters or anything like that at all.
Okay. And you look like you're in pretty good health.
Thank you.
I mean, you're here at the hospital. Are you okay, little boy? Do you have a boo-boo?
Well, no, not at the moment, I guess.
Do you know where your
what?
parents are? Do
Okay.
you know where your parents are? We can find them for you.
Well,
I swear.
unfortunately, I know where my parents are. They are.
Have a juice box. I always keep one on
Well,
hand.
oh, thank you. I like that. Thank you.
Well, a very common.
My parents
thing
are
for
actually in the
4-year-olds.
graveyard. I was going to say
Okay.
That's so sad.
they
An
have
orphan.
passed away from old age.
My
Uh-huh.
goodness.
Wow. They must have had you when they were quite old.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Since I'm only
So,
4, yes.
That's a real
Who are your
blessing for
legal
them.
guardians? Who are your legal guardians then? If you're
Um, I guess the closest thing to a legal guardian would be this this lady named
Mhm.
Sharon that lives back at my home. I mean, her home. I live with her because she is my guardian, as I was saying. Thank you for the juice box. That was very good.
You just down that. You're a thirsty little guy, aren't you?
That's right.
you're,
Yes.
you're a thirsty 4-year-old that happens to look like a 40-year-old man. Well, I mean, one thing that's very popular for 4-year-olds is booster shots, immunizations. So we can give you some immunizations, because clearly at that age, you need to have immunizations. You can't just, go around without your shots there, 4-year-olds.
Oh,
You know,
unfortunately,
need the-
unfortunately, my family has certain religious beliefs that preclude me from getting those types of injections. I'm sure you understand.
Of course,
Man.
of course.
Consult with Dr. Ward just for a moment.
Of course,
We'll be
absolutely. You know
right
what? I'm going to go draw a picture. Huh? That's something us 4-year-olds do.
Something a 4-year-old would definitely do. Yeah, that's great.
I'm
That's
just going to
good.
take
Great.
my Mont Blanc pen here and begin.
Okay.
Oh, quite the 4-year-old.
Like the 4. You're not being taken in by this, are you? He's clearly a 40-year-old man. He's a 40-year-old man that has forgotten his anniversary. He's pretending he's 4 to get out of it. I mean, I don't know how you're possibly taken in by this. He has a full beard.
He said he's 4 years old.
He said he has a wedding ring on. Why would a 4-year-old have a wedding ring?
Well, you heard him. You said that his family, his caretaker or whatever, is into some weird religious stuff.
Sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt, doctors. I'm finished my little drawing. I sketched you as you were chatting with one another. Maybe you'd like to put it up on the refrigerator. I don't know. It's up to you.
It's remarkable accuracy.
All done freehand with pen.
Yeah.
And you got all the
like
color inside the lines. What a great little guy you are.
Oh, thanks.
Wow.
Well,
Better than my kids can do.
Oh, you know what? I should sign that for you. I should sign that for you as well. In cursive.
cursive.
That's a smart kid. That could be worth a lot of money someday.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Well, you know what? Little Danny Moser. What I'd recommend here is
I actually
reverse
prefer
hormone therapy.
Daniel to Danny.
Daniel. All right, Daniel. Reverse hormone therapy. We give you several painful injections to try to revert you back to your 4-year-old self. The needles have to go right into the pituitary gland at the back. Try to reverse this apparent rapid aging process.
Is it possible? Is it possible, doctors, that perhaps the aging has now stopped, and that although I am 4 years old, I will remain in this body until my age catches up?
Hold on, my beeper just went off. We just got a 4-year-old trauma victim come into the ER who is technically dead. We need to swap this 4-year-old into this 4-year-old here. The timing is perfect. I will prep the surgery room.
That works out well. That's very tragic that a 4-year-old has died, but I mean, it's the perfect opportunity to get you back into your proper body. I mean, that way you could live your life as a 4-year-old as God intended.
Okay.
4-year-old looking monstrosity that I see before me.
This should be a very simple procedure. We'll just swap your brain out for the other child's brain. Thankfully, the child's head was crushed, so it should be very easy to get your brain in there.
Now, when you're inside the body, you may notice that my organs look as though they have survived many years of aging, as though I may be a 30-year smoker or something like that. But don't be fooled. That's just a birthmark that I have on the inside there.
Oh, thanks,
right.
little fella. Thanks for letting us know.
So
Say
you're okay going into the body of this 4-year-old that's just come in. You're fine with this. We can sign off on that, can we?
Well, the alternative is that I tell my wife that I forgot her anniversary. You think that's gonna fly? And scene. Let's end it right there.
Hey, Dan. Hey, I remember the time that we went hunting and you spent the entire time trying to get your boot on because you got more toes than normal.
Yeah, that's true. And you'd think that I would have bought special boots by now, but I am in deep denial about this. Deep denial. So,
Good. Glad it's a memory we can share.
hey, Justin,
Yeah.
remember that time that you and I went to the carnival?
I do remember that time that you and I went to the carnival. Yeah, I remember we went to the freak show, and you kept pointing out that because of my horrible pituitary disorder, that I was taller and ganglier than the tall man that they had there, and asked if they had an application, which I didn't find very funny.
Well,
yeah.
we cut to
I
that
got-
that scenario. We cut to that scenario happening. So, Justin, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, I know you don't feel good when I call you a freak, but I think you
No.
should get your due, okay? You should be the one up there everybody's pointing and laughing at. It shouldn't just be me. You don't want to keep this to yourself and just give it to just
Not
me.
my ideal situation, though, Dan. That's not the situation I want to be in. I mean, you're talking about it like it's my turn in the spotlight.
It is. It's your shot.
It's a shot of anything. I just want a normal life. I have a job where I can work from home. Nobody sees me. I do not want to be in the spotlight like this. I mean, like, look, you invited all those reporters to my house. I forgave you for that. You had my curtains drawn, and they were all there taking pictures of me after I got up
Yes.
in the morning. And I forgave you for that. You told me there was a surprise birthday party for me, and it was just a carnival with people trying to get me a job in the carnival sideshow.
You're being headhunted here. This is what I'm saying. All of the carnivals want you. It's not just one carnival. There's a bidding war for your services. Do you understand that? You are such a freaky looking person that every freak show in the land wants you, Justin. Do you not understand that? I've taken the liberty of inviting one of the top freak promoters.
Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding
See,
dong.
he's here right now. You see how insistent he is? He rang the bell like 3 or 4 times there because he's so eager to meet you. Come on in! It's open!
Sorry about your front window there.
No, it's quite all right.
It's me, Tumor Boy, and I'm not going to make any bones about it. I may be disgustingly covered in tumors from head to toe, but I'm nothing compared to the freak before me. Justin DeVoe, come join the circus.
I mean,
Carnival
seriously.
Freak Act.
He didn't
I'm
even
not
give you a
even that-
nickname, Justin. He just used your real name. Do you understand that? Do you understand how rare that is? It's either Tumor Boy or the man with 3 mouths or the morbidly obese dude. It's never just Justin DeVoe.
Slightly above average height. I don't see what the big deal is.
The demand for you is through the roof, through the big top even. Nobody wants to see a disgusting freak covered in tumors anymore once they've seen you, a guy who's kind of abnormally tall.
It's weird, right?
I find this hard to. Okay, look, if I go with you and I try it out and it doesn't work out, will you please just leave me alone and let me get on with my life?
Well, I wish I could, but once you join the circus, unfortunately, you swear an oath that states if you ever leave the circus, you will be hunted by the other carnival freaks.
What
Cool.
deal is that? Why would anyone agree to that?
Sounds pretty cool
Well,
to me.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Exactly. A lot of it's the cool factor.
Nobody's gonna hunt me
All
down
right.
if I leave
You
anywhere.
get unlimited kettle corn.
Well, that's a plus, I guess. All right, look,
Limited.
okay, look, you guys clearly won't leave me alone. I will come with you, okay? But I want a clause in my contract that if as a trial basis only, that if I don't like it, I can leave. But if I do like it, then I'll take the oath. Okay? I want a 3-day grace period on that oath. That's just the hard line I'm drawing in the sand here.
I'm sure a special exemption will be made for you with the contracts. I'm sure they don't do it for anyone else, but for you, I'm sure they'll make some sort of exception.
Geez, you're also freakishly good at negotiations, man. Holy cow.
Can't win.
We cut 10 years down the road. Hey, Justin. Hey.
Yeah, Dan.
Yeah, you remember me, right? Your old buddy
You
Dan.
remember? Yeah. Oh, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised you're still
You're the
talking
one
to
who
me.
brought- I'm surprised I am too, Dan, but it's just that everyone's usually jeering at me and pointing and laughing. So even though I hate you with every fiber of my being for putting me into this life, a conversation honestly is quite refreshing. So I'd rather have a hateful conversation with you than just more jeering and pointing and laughing.
Good.
How's your life been going?
Oh, super. It's been super.
Yeah.
Actually, I have my wife and kids here with me today. We're going to be standing in the front row. I wanted to ask,
Good.
is it okay if my son spits on you?
I mean, there's a sign that says it's allowed, so we really can't stop him.
No, I know that the sign says it's allowed, but I'd like it to be like a real serious one. Maybe like right in the face, not just kind of in general in your direction.
I'm being honest. I'd rather he didn't, but like I said,
Thanks, man.
I'm
Thanks. I really
allowed.
appreciate it. Thanks, Justin. Thanks, man.
Oh,
God. Did you see me talking to him?
And scene. The circus. What fun.
Hey, Jordan. Do you remember that time I was really blunt with you?
Yeah, I do. I do remember that time you were really blunt with me. And you said, Jordan, no one is going to take a cowboy who rides into town wearing his boots on his hands seriously.
Boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong. I really am embarrassed by that. Really, that's one of the top 3 things I've been embarrassed about. The other 2, of course, being when you said that that you could wear your hat on your crotch and everybody would be into that. I stand corrected. And when you said that you could have the horse ride you, I never thought it could work. Didn't even know how it was physically possible. But you proved me wrong again, so I don't know why I just don't listen to you when you say things.
Well, I'm glad you just are willing to be blunt with me and be honest with me. A lot of people would just sugarcoat it and, they wouldn't risk questioning anything.
But my instincts are so often wrong. When you said, what would make a good lasso? A snake. I thought, that is one of the most boneheadedly ridiculous ideas I've ever heard. And then, there you go. You saved those kids by using the snake lasso that you'd fashioned. Point proven. So.
Several of them died of snake bite, Hey, Dan.
Yeah?
Remember when you wanted to join the circus as a knife thrower? But you only used blunt knives, so they all just kind of bounced off the thing and
Yes.
went into the audience and hurt people.
Yeah, see, that's the funny thing about blunt knives, hey? They still have the sharp, razor-sharp edge on them, just not the part at the end that sticks into the board, so even though they bounced off and ruined my craft of knife throwing, they were able to severely hurt the audience as well. Kind of worst of both worlds there sort of situation. Hey, Jordan.
Yeah.
Remember that time that you got beaten with a blunt instrument?
Yes, I do. I remember the time that I was beaten by a person wielding a didgeridoo. And I was not pleased with myself because I said a didgeridoo is not a feasible weapon to be used in combat. And boy, was I proved wrong.
Yeah.
We cut to a large mansion with many secret passageways. Colonel Mustard, could we have a word with you for a second? We're just a little concerned. We have a set list of objects that we use to murder people in this house. We have candlestick. You know, there's a pipe. You can grab a pipe. You can grab.
I see where this is going.
Rope you can use.
I see where this is
A
going.
knife.
A knife.
You want to congratulate me on the innovation that I've been bringing to the table in my murder weapon choices.
No, I do not. I do not.
What?
Didgeridoo is not acceptable. No. We have a tradition here. Okay?
Okay.
Of all the people who have been murdered in this house, and there have been a lot of people murdered in this house.
I know.
Okay? There's a long, proud tradition of people murdered in this house.
But
We have
look,
a tradition of murder weapons.
Look, here's the thing with that, okay? I've kind of, I've been through a lot of these. You guys have been through a lot of these. You kind of know how it all goes down. Way I figure it is if you use a murder weapon that nobody has listed on a little checklist, suddenly you're getting away with way more murders. You know what I mean?
Well, this is just it, because nobody has a clue about what sort of weapon was used. They're all going wrench or candlestick.
Exactly. Exactly. You're ruining it. You are literally ruining it for everybody. The whole thing, the whole reason we are allowed to get away with murder night after night is because people have fun trying to figure it out with a set list of murder weapons. Here you go bringing a didgeridoo into it.
If you excuse me, I have to visit the library.
Okay, well...
I will be back.
Okay.
And that's another thing.
For a professor, doing murders in the same room over and over again is not very smart, right?
That's the idea. It lets people... That's another thing, too. You can't be just making secret passageways by knocking walls down where there aren't secret passageways. No. I draw the line at this. The secret passageways are where the secret passageways are. You can't just knock walls down and make new secret passageways.
Gentlemen, there's been a murder.
Oh, what? Did you kill him in the library with a rope?
I wish I had, but I believe that the killer was actually Colonel Mustard in the library with the tuba. First the didgeridoo, now the tuba? Come on, Colonel.
Now?
Okay, well, listen. Who would suspect somebody being killed with a tuba, right? And secondly, I didn't even kill him in the library. I moved the body to the library so they'd think he was killed in the library, even though I killed him down by the beach behind a bunch of rocks.
First of all, why are you killing people outside? You have a set list of rooms. You have to be in one of the rooms. And secondly, you can't move them. They have to be left in the room you killed them in. Oh my God.
People inside the mansion.
Well, I'll have you know, I was also wearing a disguise. A guy saw me and I told him my name was Duke Dijon.
Duke Dijon? That's not even an option. Oh my, the police have been letting us get away with these for years because people are entertained, right? And they're entertained because there's a set list of rules that we go by that they can figure it out and they feel all smart. You're actually getting away with murder now. The police are going to investigate and we're all going to be arrested.
Well, think of how smart the people will feel after they've gone through the complicated forensic process and gathered fingerprints and analyzed DNA evidence, because this killer left no trace. You know what I mean? Like, I've been mopping up my footprints. I've been making sure that nobody can see me. I've been killing with unusual things in unusual places. It's a no-brainer. So if somebody were ever to catch me after hundreds and hundreds of these murders, right, they'd be like, I'm a genius.
If you'll excuse me, I have to go to the kitchen.
Okay. You know he's going to just kill somebody with a candlestick or something in there, right? You know that's what's going to happen.
Yes, as it should be, okay? With a candlestick. A perfectly reasonable thing to kill somebody with. Not a tuba, a didgeridoo.
Gentlemen, I have bad news. I went to go murder someone in the kitchen with a candlestick, and there was already a body.
What?
I believe the killer was Colonel Mustard in the
Yes.
kitchen with
It was.
a small marijuana cigarette.
It was laced with poison.
Oh, all right.
So
Okay,
that I could not have to be there when he did it, so that I'm away from the scene. The only person in the kitchen is you, Professor Plum. So why would they suspect Colonel Mustard did it, right? When you're the one who's there, you're the one who found everything.
So now you're poisoning people?
Well, I'm framing.
This is
I'm framing as
completely
well.
outside-
Colonel Mustard, you haven't got a clue. And
And scene.
Trying to see if I can throw a Monopoly reference in there. Yeah. This is just like that time we all were trying to buy property and you were buying airports instead of railroads.
Hey, Dan,
Yeah?
do you remember when you refused to acknowledge the swelling of your limbs?
I do recall that, yes. It was one of the most painful times in my life. But I'm pretty happy with the balance I've struck now. My arms are inflated, yes, that's true. But I accept that now. So, I no longer deny it.
Hey, Jordan, do you remember when we went out to dinner and I asked you at the beginning of the night if you were allergic to shellfish and you said, nope, I'm not allergic to shellfish, and you ordered the seafood platter and I said, are you sure you're not allergic to shellfish? Because I remember you saying you're allergic to shellfish and you swore up and down that you're not allergic to shellfish. Do you remember that before
Yeah.
we came?
Yeah, I'm not allergic to shellfish. It's just every time I eat it, my throat swells up and I can't breathe and I almost die.
Okay. All right. I think I'm beginning to see the problem here. It's just that we've been eating, and you've been eating nonstop. You've actually ordered refills on your seafood platter, and you've just been
course.
getting swollen and swollen as we've been sitting here. So
I love seafood. It's delicious.
We cut
delicious.
to
I
a
would
doctor's
call it
office. We cut to a doctor's office. All right, so let me just run this back down again here to make sure I have it before I start treating you. Mr. Ward, you and your associate, Mr. DeVoe, were in an all-you-can-eat seafood restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
And Mr. DeVoe is claiming that you have a shellfish allergy, excuse me, not a shellfish injury. I misspoke. That's a different client I'm working with. A shellfish allergy. And Mr. DeVoe claims that he has no such shellfish allergy.
yes.
Now,
Yeah.
I would like to start by speaking to you one-on-one, Mr. Ward, and then I will speak with Mr. DeVoe.
All right, sure. I got some something I can snack on while we're doing this interview.
Yes, I have a shrimp cocktail that I can offer up for now.
Thank you.
Now, Mr. Ward, now that Mr. DeVoe is out of earshot, I'd just like to say, you do have the shellfish allergy, and eating the shellfish is bad for you, but I don't like the smug look on this guy's face. I didn't like the smug look he had when he told me that you had this allergy. When he was like, yeah, I know he's going to be feeling... I didn't like it. He came across too smug to me.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
I think what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to ride this one out. You're going to need to tough it out. You're going to have to just suck it up and tough it out here, okay? Because I don't want to give this guy the satisfaction of proving him right, you know?
Okay.
Now, you could die.
We
You
could all
die.
die.
Right, exactly. So I just wanted to put that risk on the table. All right? So. All right, Mr. DeVoe, I've examined Mr. Ward here, and I believe
and?
the man is fine.
What do you mean he's fine? He's swollen up. He's almost round. His corduroys no longer have ridges on them. They're like straight pants. He's gonna burst all the buttons on his jacket. He's blowing up like that little girl on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. How is this possibly fine to you?
I think you're mistaken. I think that film was actually called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay. Well, first of all, I really think that my friend is insane. Like I'm hearing him wheeze, right?
Are
I'm
you?
hearing him wheeze. The
You're just hearing a
problem.
lot of stuff, aren't you?
Yeah, and yet the remake was called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Johnny Depp, but the original, I believe, was called Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with Gene Wilder. Okay, so I mean, we disagree on both points here. I really think my friend needs some sort of anti-allergy injection or something.
No,
I do think he's die.
I don't
Justin,
think.
if I was allergic, I'd break out into hives. And
Right?
there isn't a single hive on me.
You were covered with hives.
Well, not in my medical opinion.
He like look at his throat. I can see his throat closing from here.
Perfectly normal sound that a human would make. See,
has a
I intend to make that as well.
He has a medical alert bracelet that says he's seafood. He's wearing it right now.
Aha, caught you there. His wrist is so thick around that I'd never be able to read that bracelet, even if I wanted to.
Yeah, because I'm getting so jacked from the gym.
See, look at it, it's a gym. He self-reports it's a gym thing, not a hives thing.
So you're not going to treat him. You're not going to treat him. Give him any medical anything.
It would be against my Hippocratic oath to treat a well man like this.
All right. Well, you don't mind if I feel a little tired with bringing my friend back here. You don't mind if I just sit here and wait for a minute before I take him home, do you?
I would be perfectly fine with that. A man as healthy as this, I think he'll be fine to sit and chat for quite some time.
Okay. So you're in no way thinking he's going to suffocate on his own tongue, which is swelling up at a rapid rate.
Does he
No
look like he's
danger of that
suffocating
at
to
all.
you?
Yeah. Honestly, yes. Yes, he does.
Well, in my medical opinion, he is not. He's well. He's fine. See, look, he's giving the thumbs up. That's the universal sign, even though he can't speak out loud.
We cut to his funeral. So, doctor, you are still insisting that he's perfectly fine,
I'm keeping a close eye on the situation, yes.
even though he's in a casket right now, a large casket, a double-sized casket. We had to build to fit him. He's
How
still
luxurious.
inflating his-
I hope when I go I have a casket as large as this myself. He must have been a very wealthy man in life.
You just can't admit that I'm right, can you?
He's fine. He's doing just fine.
All right,
Insane.
Let's see.
Let's go watch Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
I really prefer the remake. Doctors?
Yes.
Yeah,
I came to you today because I need some help. I believe that I have something incredibly wrong with my penis. And
Mhm.
I need some help. Because I'm pretty
Of
scared.
course. Of course. I'll get the saw. Let's see. Diamond tip, steel, or rusted.
Oh, diamond.
You have a preference?
Diamond. Why have hot dogs when you get?
Don't you want to hear what's wrong with my penis before we start?
I like to work backwards.
Okay.
I like to amputate and then find out what was wrong with it.
Well, let's hear him out. I mean, that would be the easiest, but I mean, let's hear him out. So, all right, what's wrong? What's wrong with your penis, as you call it?
I think it might have some sort of tumor or something.
Okay.
Last night,
Bingo.
I was with my wife, and she had bought some sexy new lingerie
Mhm.
that she was modeling for me and kind of parading around in front of me.
Mhm.
At this time, I noticed the growth. My penis began to grow larger before my very eyes, the tumor growing in real time right in front of me. It made my penis feel very hard to the touch.
Okay.
Like if I pressed on it, I could feel that it was very hard. And obviously I was freaking out during this time. But after a while, the tumor kind of, I guess, rescinded or regressed back a little bit,
Remission.
pulled away.
Yeah.
Yes, and my penis again became soft.
Now, how long did this rigidity last?
Only as long as my wife was parading around in the lingerie.
Okay.
As soon as she pushed me away and said, "I'm going to bed now. I got to work early in the morning," everything kind of just settled down, and everything was okay again. But this is a really serious problem. This isn't the first time this has happened.
Okay. Yes. You're right to come to us. This is very serious. I mean, full disclosure, in the normal operation of a penis, in my experience, what normally happens is they get kind of halfway stiff and then instantly flaccid again, like within a few
Right.
seconds. That seems to be, and again, in my experience, how penises normally work.
Sure.
So this seems to be persisting for longer. So you are right to be concerned. Dr. Ward, what is your opinion?
Well, you're very right to be concerned. I mean, if it were me, if it were my penis that was having this sort of condition, tumor and then remission, tumor remission, I wouldn't mess about. I'd look for the quickest way to get that penis off. So I would look at my options. I would look like, hey, do I want to use a steel saw to cut that off? Do I want to just bash it off with a hammer, get it off quick? Or do I want to explode it off and really make sure that it gets off there super fast?
I was actually planning to not remove my penis at all. I was hoping we could just do something about this so that I could kind of have my cake and eat it too. My cake being my penis and eating it too being normal.
I see. Well, the longer you postpone these types of life-saving operations, the greater risk there is to your long-term health.
Oh my god. The fact that you...
Yeah.
I'm remembering back now, when I was a teenager, this tumor would present itself constantly. I remember waking up in the middle of the night with the tumor sometimes presenting itself and then, slowly fading back away again.
You've had a history. You never know when it's going to be that last one that'll get you, right? Like I said, in the normal operation of a penis, again, my experience, just semi-erect and then flaccid instantly. And this only in rare situations, such as watching Lithuanian women peeing on things. Things like that. But what you're describing seems to be completely different from anything that I have personally experienced, or rather, personally heard about. If I were you, I'd get that thing off as soon as possible. You don't know. I mean, it might get so much pressure that it might explode by itself. Rather have a controlled explosion than one you're not planning, right?
That's right. I mean, there's a lot of newfangled ways, new methods that we've learned for removing penises in situations like this, be it saw, be it hammer, be it explosion. But if you were to go to old school medicine, they would do something a little different. Like my father, for example, was a doctor, and his method was to tie a rope around the base of the penis and then tie a rope around a door handle, slam the door, and pops that penis right off.
Okay, it doesn't sound like they're doing anything different. They're just removing the penis in a different way. It's not really different.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I was a teenager, there was a therapy for this. I remember it. I would rub some cream on the affected area, and it would subside a lot faster. But I stopped doing that treatment when I turned like 19 or 20, and I haven't really done it since then.
These homeopathic remedies are not long-term solutions. Somebody probably told you could rub a little essential oil on there and it would clear things up. But no, the only solution has been, since the dawn of time, surgery, amputation.
Good old-fashioned medicine, proper medicine. If you don't want to amputate, perhaps we could use an older technique. We could cauterize it, put some leeches on there.
Yep.
Get them to suck all that fluid out, causing the engorging.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Radiation therapy. We could try blasting it with radiation.
Yeah. I mean, it probably won't work, but we could try it.
We really want to try it. We don't get to blast a lot of things with radiation, so
we got one of those machines that blast radiation, and we've been itching to try it ever since we installed it. So
yes, we get these cool lead gowns that we wear. You won't have one because we'll be blasting you with it. but it'd be nice to try out that equipment.
Uh, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for something like that. I guess
hear
I'm just
ya.
having trouble coming to terms with this. You
Too
know,
newfangled.
my dad, for instance, he had a similar tumor that he dealt with, but then when he turned 60, it kind of just went away. It wasn't a problem again. It was
Okay.
never a problem anymore. Do you think
Well,
maybe
your
I should
dad-
try to hang on until I get a little older? Maybe it'll just fix itself.
Dad seemed like he was very lucky. I mean, you might not be that lucky.
You could drop
Like I
dead
said,
tomorrow.
at any time. Good. You're good.
You don't know if
The
this
only
is
thing-
metastasized and made its way to your testes.
All right.
Once it's in your testes, it goes right to your brain.
What we can do as a temporary fix while you're deciding what best to do about this is we could give you a type of brace. Basically, what it would be doing is tying a loop around the head of the penis that goes under your body, up under your shirt, up along the back, and then around your neck in a very tight configuration, so that when it begins to engorge, it does begin to choke you. Now, 8 out of 10 people this works for. The other 2, usually, it just makes the matter even worse.
That's right. And those 2 end up going with my treatment, which is either a jar of acid to dissolve the penis or nitroglycerin to freeze it off.
Both great options. You don't even have to, for the nitroglycerin, I mean, you don't even really have to. It's a one-day thing. I mean, we just open the top of the jar. All you got to
You
do is
dip
kind of
the penis in there.
dip down and then
I
dip
give
out.
it a gentle tap with a hammer.
Yeah.
And it shatters
muss.
right off. No fuss, no muss.
Yeah.
You know, when I was young, this never happened. I could go out and do sports. I could go swimming. Everything was okay. Nowadays, I go swimming and, you know, everybody's there in their swimsuits, and next thing you know, my tumor is coming up, and it's just like,
Yeah, and you're wondering when is your day?
yeah. When am I gonna get some relief from this? It's too much. You know, I remember when my wife and I first got together, she was very helpful with my tumor. She would constantly be like, you know, taking care of it, looking after it, making sure that it was taken care of, and that it got down as quick as possible. But nowadays she's like, considers it a nuisance almost. Here I am with this affliction, and she's like, oh God, again? Yeah, again? You haven't taken care of my tumor in years, Sharon. So,
Well, we could assign you a long-term care attendant. We have a lot of great male attendants that would be happy to take care of that for you.
Yeah. There's that. I mean,
Garth?
it's really, you shouldn't be asking a loved one to do this type of complex.
no, you're right. It's unfair of me.
Care, right?
It's unfair of me to
that's
come down
the
on her
thing
like
about
that.
Caring with somebody who has a condition like this. Yeah, you're right. I think we should. I mean, if you want to live with this disorder,
Yeah,
we
if you
should
want to
provide
just
you
massage the symptoms of this
Okay.
terrible disease.
Okay, I get it. Okay, I'm just in denial a little bit here. Fine. Okay, I know what the right thing to do is. It's obviously to go with the removal treatment. So
Good man.
if that's going to take care of the tumor once and for all, let's do it. But can
All
I make
right.
one request?
Yeah.
Can we have a lion bite it off?
Yes, we
Okay.
can.
Thank you.
I'll
That'll
get
make me
the
feel more
surgical
comfortable.
And see.
And scene. Okay.
lion didn't look like that plastic that surgical stuff is in. They have to remove.
You have to take it off him. Yeah. In that scene, just so you guys know, the tumors were actually an erection that I was having.
What?
Okay.
It's true. You
all right.
misdiagnosed
Yeah,
me.
Oh,
You cut off
I
an
missed
innocent
that
penis there.
subtext.
Yeah, that's why I didn't
Such-
recognize it.
Yeah,
Such
it was
subtle
pretty next level
subtext.
subtext. Yeah, it was pretty next level
You know what
subtext.
they
So
say? Yeah, well, you know what they say, like, improv what you know, right? So I mean,
that's right.
yeah, that's
exactly.
why
I've had this conversation with my doctor 100 times.
I was.
Oh. Hey, Justin.
Yeah.
Do you remember when I was too polite to fire you?
I do remember that. I do remember when you were too polite to fire me. Yeah. You knew I was a bad dentist. You knew I had no training or bedside manner or skills, or you knew I didn't know what teeth were. But yeah, you were just so gosh darn polite. You didn't fire me, and that was years ago now. And here I am celebrating my 25th year with your dental practice. And yeah, you've really helped improve my life for the better. I was just some schizophrenic off the street who had no hope of ever making a living at anything. But it was just we're so awkward to bring up anything negative that I've been successfully practicing dentist. Well, I say successfully. I've been practicing dentistry anyway here for 25 years now.
Well, Justin, you have brought about through your ineptitude and your actions a series of lawsuits against this dentist practice. But gosh darn it, I sure would miss your charm. I can't see you go.
That's why you're the best boss. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta go scream at these moths that are flying around my head.
Okay. Hey, Dan.
Yeah?
Hey, do you remember when you were really beating around the bush about that thing that was lurking in the neighborhood?
Yeah, I remember when I was beating around the bush about that thing that was lurking in the neighborhood. I wanted to have all my ducks in a row before I told you guys about it. I thought it was possible that it was a big tree that I just didn't notice before. But nope, it turned out it was a large lizard monster after all. So
we cut to a neighborhood. Hey, Dan.
yeah, hey.
Look, I'm not going to get all up in your business here.
Okay, I was just shoveling my walk. It's all good. What's going on?
Well, I just kind of saw inside your garage there, and it looked like some sort of like mad science was occurring there. There was a tank with some shattered glass and a bunch of fluid all over the floor. And above the tank, now I just glanced at it, so maybe I read wrong, but above the tank said killer monster lizard.
Correct. Yep.
And I'm just wondering if you know anything about the recent dog deaths in the neighborhood.
Oh, the ones that looks like they've kind of been slashed up by maybe a giant monster lizard or something?
Yeah, because I've bought like 7 dogs this week, and they keep getting killed. And
good week for the pet store, huh?
It's a very good week for the pet store.
Yeah, no,
I don't happen to know anything.
I don't. No, not as such. No.
Hey guys. Hey,
hey, Justin.
Hey.
Proud dog owner over here.
Sorry to. Yeah. Well, former dog owner.
Oh no! What happened?
Well, yeah, my dog's been taken. He was dragged out of his yard. It's been
by what? What happened?
Well, I don't know. He was in his doghouse, and then it looked like the top was ripped open by something with claws.
Wow.
And, he was dragged down. And on top of that, at the beginning of the week, my son went missing. I have these posters here. If anyone's seen them, he was in his bedroom, and we found a chloroform rag on the floor. And we saw, some kind of scuffle marks that went out of his room and across the yard and kind of towards your garage.
Oh, hold on. I might have something here for you here. Is this his little boot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that's his boot. Found the little boot there. There you go.
It's all chewed up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must have been a dog chewing on it or something, I guess.
Oh. Well, good luck finding one of those. There's no dogs in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mystery, man. I mean, ever since you've moved in, I know this looks really bad, and I hate to paint the neighborhood in a bad light like this because I promise you, I mean, I know it's weird, but before you moved in, Dan, there were no dog killings or children going missing at all.
That's odd.
So I feel really embarrassed personally on behalf of the
Are you
ever
are you
since
sure
you've
about
moved in.
that? Because like
Oh,
every
yeah,
neighborhood
yeah.
where I've ever lived, there are dogs missing, kids going missing, all over the place.
Really
Weird.
sure
Wow.
before you moved in, yeah.
Okay.
None
Well,
of that happened. So I feel embarrassed for the neighborhood personally. It's really painting it in a bad light for
Well,
you, and I'm sorry
it's not
about
your
that.
fault. Not your fault. Huh.
Also, I noticed, Dan, you're because our houses are next to each other. You're tied into my electrical system there. You're drawing a lot of watts.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess. Guess I needed some extra wattage there.
It's not Netflix, it takes up a lot of power, right?
Sure,
You're watching
sure,
Netflix
yeah.
all the
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
you got to binge those shows.
I just
Grey's Anatomy isn't going to watch itself.
my power bill is usually like $60 a month. It's pretty consistent
Sure.
every month. And this month I got my power bill and it was $60,000.
Oh, man, you know what? That's funny. That's almost the exact cost it would cost to run like a mad scientist lab for a month, minus $60,
Wow.
give or take.
Huh.
Huh.
It reminds me. Yeah, sorry. Let me put this wanted poster away. My mind's been a million miles away here. I got some of your mail accidentally.
Oh.
Yeah, I brought that over too.
Thank you.
Here's some testing files.
Oh, thank
A
you.
book on transmutation of animals.
Yep, that's mine
there
too. Yep.
from medical text. And a training your giant killer lizard man beast for dummies. Yeah, Amazon just delivered them to my house, so
Thank
I
you.
just thought I'd bring them over.
They didn't happen to send along a large bag of a substance that would make a lizard creature enraged and turn on dogs and children, did they?
You know what? I haven't checked my mail today, so
Okay.
maybe it's in there.
Okay.
If it is,
Oh.
I'll bring it over.
You know what? No worries, I got it here because that package was accidentally delivered to my house.
Okay, thanks, neighbor. Appreciate that.
First all these kids and dogs go missing, and then the Amazon guys just bringing everything to the wrong house. Our neighborhood is looking really bad, and I'm really sorry, Dan. I promise you,
that's-
it's not like this normally.
That's okay. Usually Amazon won't even deliver to my house in the other neighborhoods I've lived in. After a while, they just stop coming entirely. So,
Well, I'm going to get a jump on this. I'm going to buy 7 dogs so that I can just sort of, do a drip throughout the week.
Good idea. Volume,
Smart.
volume.
smart.
Yeah. I'm going to start working on having another kid with my wife because, I don't know if this one's coming back. So,
Nice.
maybe he was just unhappy and ran away.
That's
You know?
that's probably it. These kids, they get unhappy, they run away. Especially if you were talking about having another kid with your wife, like that might have been what set him off even. So,
Yeah.
See you guys
I blame
for
myself.
barbecue Sunday night.
yeah, that sounds great.
Wait. Sounds
great.
good. Sounds good.
We cut to the barbecue. I'm sorry about what just happened just now, seconds ago here at the barbecue. I know it seemed like I casually called over a giant killer lizard and he devoured good chunks of your family and dog collection there, Jordan. But it's probably just a trick of perspective, I figure.
But you beckoned it over. You said, "Here, boy."
Well, it certainly seemed like he was kind of vaguely listening to you, and had called you father in some weird kind of half-human
Like a growl.
voice at one
Yeah.
point.
Well,
Human growl.
he must have thought that I looked like his dad or something, I guess.
It also really affectionately licked you with its tongue.
Yeah, and then it ran over after grabbing my dog, ran over to your house, and then went into your basement window as if it's done it a million times.
Do you think it's possible that your dog had peed on my window and so he caught the scent or something like that? Maybe is
That my dog peed on your window, so a lizard monster came and dragged him over to it.
because he caught the scent, the scent of your dog.
I suppose it's possible. Nothing's impossible. Dan, I hate to, I hate to be so, but are you making a giant lizard monster?
Oh God!
Yeah,
Okay, here we go
Are you a
again.
mad scientist?
Here we go again. You sound just like the neighborhood associations at the last 5 neighborhoods I've lived at. Are you building a giant monster? Are you beckoning the giant monster over to kill our dogs and children? Will you leave the neighborhood, or are we going to have to call the police? And then just the sound of a cocking shotgun. Like, is that how this is going to go? I see. Okay. You're just like everybody else. I get it. Sure. A mad scientist moves in and one little lizard monster devours one little neighborhood's worth of children and dogs. And suddenly everybody turns on him. You know what? I thought it was going to be different this time. You invite me to a barbecue. That was nice, but that's fine. You know what? You want me to go? I'll just go. I'll just go. No.
No, I'm sorry. I owe you an apology. I shouldn't have been so blunt like that. That was very unneighborly of me, and I apologize. It was not. People who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. And me just accusing you like that is.
Yeah.
I was out of line, Dan. I was out of line, and I'm sorry.
I saw you steal Jordan's newspaper last week. Didn't say anything. That's your business. It's neighbors, whatever. So I would appreciate the courtesy if you see me raising and breeding a large lizard monster, hell-bent on devouring all the children of the neighborhood, you just let that be my business.
You stole my newspaper? How dare you? You're a monster.
You never
See?
You know what? I've been wanting to tell you off for a long time, Jordan. I bet you're the one killing all those dogs.
No, it's my lizard. It is my lizard.
And
scene.
We know.
Okay.
Well, hot dog. What a show.
There's a whirlwind of comedy activity.
You saw it here first and last.
Yeah. You just listened to an episode of the Good Improv Show and nothing can change that. It happens every week on YouTube. It happens every Saturday at 7 on gradio.ca.
Edmonton's best local station.
If you want to check out more of our stuff, you can follow us on social media at Good Improv. You can also go to our website, goodimprov.com, to listen to past episodes, things we did, a bunch of funny articles on there as well. And yeah, if you liked it, feel free to tell people about it. Let us know, and let us know what you think. Drop us a line. You want to suggest words or just tell what you thought of the show, please do.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much for watching. We really appreciate it. Come back next time.
Or else.